Some men look in the mirror and convince themselves that they are simply not attractive enough for women. Funny thing is, many of the things women find attractive in men have very little to do with looks. In fact, you might already possess these qualities without realizing it. So before you write yourself off and think that you're not just fine at all, you too wow, let's look at the 5 things women find highly attractive in men, which most guys overlook. Number 1, your baritone voice. When a man has a baritone voice, it just has a way of relaxing us, because what we feel when you're talking is, don't worry, baby, I got you. I'll take care of you. I'll take care of this. Especially when you now know how to do super big grammar. You don't finish work. Don't take it for granted. It's a gift. It's not every man out there that has a sweet, relaxing and cool baritone voice. So if you're one of those people who have a very deep baritone voice, just know that your voice is soothing. Your voice is relaxing. It makes us relax and feel safe. And it's something that women find highly attractive in men. A woman can actually agree to date you just because of the way your voice sounds. She'll be like, I just like the way he talks, and his voice he just, not be joke, baritone voice. Women find it attractive. Number 2, your ability to articulate yourself. Before I even go further, some people, when they hear articulation, the first thing that comes to mind is big grammar. No, it's not big grammar. It's your ability to explain things in simple terms such that people easily understand what you're saying and you're not being forceful while doing it. Recently, I was listening to this podcast on YouTube, and it was 4 guys. They were just sitting and talking, and they were talking about a particular topic. I just couldn't help but notice this guy amongst them who, whenever he opens his mouth to explain anything, his points are just landing, and he's not being forceful. Like, he has this ability to articulate himself so much. Like, I could listen to that guy all day. He's quite knowledgeable, and he's not even trying to say everything he knows. Like, the way he lands his point, you could, from the moment he start talking, you could tell what he's driving at, but you would want to listen to him at the same time. Have you ever felt like that before? Hey, but on the same table, there's another guy who, I'm sorry, this is not even a shade, but this guy, like, for the first 60 seconds when he start talking, you can't really make sense of what he's saying. In your mind, you'll be like, guy, what did you talk now? What are you saying? You know, those kind of people that you like practically land their thoughts for them. Now, I'm not saying that it's a bad thing, but you know, there's always room for improvement. But honestly, when you're articulate as a man and you just know how to say things, how to say it the right way, not necessarily explaining too much, it's very attractive. I give you an example. 2 guys are asked the same question, tea or coffee. The first guy is like, yeah, coffee for me because I like the smell, I like the taste. Simple, full stop. And the second guy goes, oh, I can never take coffee for anything. In 1967, my uncle had food poisoning and almost lost his life because he took coffee. And you know, since then, I just have this phobia for coffee. Simple question, tea or coffee? Now, you don't carry us, they do tori from Sokoto to Jamaica. And I'm not saying this to shade those who try to, you know, always give story for every answer. You know, there's always room for you to improve yourself, learn more communication skills and all of that, because honestly, nobody is born with the skills of articulation. We all learned it here. Some people are just probably more deliberate to their learning compared to others. And like I said, articulation does not require any big grammar or grandiose gestures or anything. Just simply explaining yourself and saying your truth in your own quiet manner. That is articulation, and women will love that. 3, your dress sense. Have you seen that guy who doesn't look so fantastic facially, but anytime he comes out, women can't just stop looking at him because of the way he dresses, his color combination, the shoe he would wear on top of this attire. Like, he just knows how to put his things together and look outstanding every given time. I mean, who doesn't like a guy who is always looking sharp, neat haircut? The shirt is not even a new shirt, it's not even designer shirt, but the way he will wear it and the way he will carry himself, you'll be like, who is this guy? Because he knows what fits him considering his body type. If he's very tall, he already knows the things that he can wear and still look very fine. If he's not so on the tall side, he knows what to wear at the same time. Now, I know you'll be like, yeah, but you can easily get a designer for that. But what if you don't have the money to get a designer for now? And you still need to look good. So looking good, wearing the right kind of shirt, pants, and footwear is always something that women take note of. And when it's on point, we find it attractive. Number 4, your sense of humor. It is no news that women love men that can make them laugh. But the question is, what are you saying to make her laugh? When it comes to having sense of humor as a human being, there are things you can say and the things you cannot say. Your ability to know what kind of joke to tell at every given time is highly sexy. I give you this example. Maybe you go out on a date with a lady and she's Igbo by tribe, from the eastern part of Nigeria. And there's this particular stereotype about people from the eastern part of Nigeria when they say they like money too much. Now you're out hanging with this lady and, just having fun. And then the next thing you're like, don't finish my money, you Igbo ladies, you like money too much. Now, to you, that might be something you find highly funny. She should be laughing, ha ha ha. And she's not laughing because that's just a stereotype. Like, I mean, the fact that a particular people are tagged something doesn't mean that she is like that. She might not necessarily care about your money, and she's just probably there to have fun and just, relax and enjoy your company. And here you are talking about Igbo women liking money, and she's not finding it funny. Another example is maybe you're hanging out this time around with a Yoruba lady, someone from the western part of Nigeria. They're also being stereotyped as people who like pepper or they just like spicy food. Maybe you're out in a restaurant trying to order what you're going to eat and she's like, give me this, give me that, a mixture of this and that. And you're like, all these things have too much pepper. Your people, you like too much pepper and you're laughing. That is not even funny, and she might not also find it funny because it has to do with stereotype. There are so many things to make jokes about. Yeah, so just avoid those pokey topics that will ruin your chances of seeing her ever again. Just be creative with your jokes. Stick to simple things. They are always better. A guy who knows how to make a woman laugh using the simple things of life is a highly attractive man. And that leads me to number 5, a man with a sense of purpose. Women are often attracted to men who have direction in life. You don't have to be successful yet. What matters is that you're steadily working towards something meaningful. When a woman hears that you're building a business, writing scripts, learning a skill or pursuing a career consistently, it signals ambition and commitment. It tells her you're not drifting through life aimlessly. Notice that I said consistency and not just activity. There's a difference between having a sense of purpose and chasing new dreams every other week. Today you're into script writing, tomorrow you're on site, the day after tomorrow you're into designing and tailoring and all of that. If you're not consistent with your pursuits, a woman might not find you attractive. Why? Because every woman wants to be with a man who is stable, who has a stable source of income, stable emotion, all of that. So having a sense of purpose and being consistent and steady with your pursuits is something that women find highly attractive in men. This shows that you're willing to stay committed long enough to see results. And for women, the sense of direction and stability is attractive long before the success eventually arrives. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you're in a relationship and you wonder what kind of compliments you can give to your woman sometimes to make her feel special, look here to find out the 4 compliments women cannot resist. I'll see you there. Bye.